Wait, wait. We've already. Oh, okay. The back rooms. This is the backstage.
Nobody heard me. And we are live. Hello and welcome to the game of Mausritter. Part 3 of Grand Adventure.
Can you believe that? Part 3 already?
Yeah, hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Fantastic.
Part 3, and it's gonna be the last part. Whether the story stops or not, we don't know, but
You'll see.
we'll see.
Exactly. In a way, it's the last chance you will get. Is an ending? Are we gonna crash and burn? You can only
Yeah.
find out by watching it live on Solmyr TV.
I'm Nicholas, and you're watching Solmyr TV,
Play the jingle.
the Solmyr channel.
Cool.
All right.
So, yeah, I should say that we're trying to have an open game somewhat. I do have something prepared, but if the players choose to ignore it, that's it. They ignore it, and something happens, and that means that we'll take it step by step as it goes, and that's part of the fun.
All right.
Exactly.
Ready to go. Take it away wherever you want to.
Yeah, so they say that 90% of life is showing up. So here we are. A few days have gone by. The ant grubs have grown, and the ant hills are far behind. The golden forest has dropped its leaves all around, and the rain has fallen.
I sit
I
under my tent of big leaves woven together like a round cabbage with an entrance, keeping myself protected as I have a stick with a bit of string from my net and a worm attached, dangling it in front of the grub as it reaches out to try and grab it.
I I approach the tent, and I'm holding a yellowish jelly-like mucus on my little paw, approaching Grant.
I look
Oh,
up.
I see that you're playing with the grubs. Don't get too attached there, my friend.
I have scruffy whiskers growing a bit out too much than he is comfortable with. Rings under his eyes. This thing keeps me up all night, man. Never
You don't
stops
need to worry
crying.
that.
Dangling the toy.
You don't. You shouldn't need worry that much. They do. They are like that. I walk over and I start putting on the little. I put the jelly on the little grubs' mandibles, black mandibles, so they start eating. They should be growing, maturing soon, and we shall continue our journey. I start looking around. The orange is a bit unsettling.
The orange? What do you mean? Like on the grub?
No, around us.
Huh.
The grub eagerly reaches for the mucus, having already devoured the worm. the pupa stage is approaching. Small limbs having already formed on the larvae and antennas and the mandibles.
You know, Slick, I never asked you, but like I understand that you're quite the frog, living past the winter. I've never even noticed that the leaves can change to orange before. But how come that a frog goes beyond the pond and learn about ants and mice in the first place? What's drawing you out there?
I stand back, like, cleaning my hand, my robes. When you live longer than at least a few winters, you seek for more. I mean, look at your kind. You're compared to the other beasts of the woods. You don't live as much, but you're just as a creative people, a creative creature. You see, a river, a body of water that does not move, accumulates dirt, illness. But a river is always clean, for it's always running. So is the mind of all creatures. You cannot stand still. You have to be industrious.
I scratch my whisker and scruff the dirt on the floor with my foot. I guess so. I don't know. I was quite content collecting dirt, so to say. I had a job. People liked me for my ale, you know? Was not too bad.
Did you like yourself?
I look over to like Waddle for reinforcements.
Waddle sits by the remainder of the campfire. He is in a dark mood, not having had any ale for perhaps 1 to 2 days. He's been working on his spoon furiously, carving it. It's a spiked war spoon. He looks up. Yes.
And did you like yourself, Grant? I'm sure the life was peaceful, but was it meaningful?
I mean, of course I liked myself. I had a job. I've had a purpose. People all have their best times in my tavern. He starts like dragging out, mentioning stuff that don't really sound really exciting. Eyes shifting around, like looking for something to pay attention to. Gives a deep sigh.
You're right, Master. I think there's a chance that we're going home to the tree soon. He sighs.
If it works for comfort, I grab the grubs. I make like a little hammock with my robes to put them all, so I can hold them all. These will be maturing very soon, and we will be on our journey as well. You should be back home before winter, with new experience, new knowledge, and a few pips. You know, I'm very thankful that you've taken the job of scouting me back. And if you decide to not continue, to not take the mantle of your grandfather, that is your decision. But at least you make an informed decision. You've seen what it is like to be outside. And I gesture to the grubs. To help those who need. And I cradle them, like, start rolling.
The grubs cuddle up in the hammock. One of them yawning, well fed. They quickly fall asleep with the movements of the frog carrying them.
I never really considered ants to be like mice before. But watching the scrubs, they're not too much different. Young and weak and exposed. Just like a little mouse child would be.
Yeah.
Waddles gets up from the fire and kicks some sand and a stone into the smoking mess. Let's go. That mouse told us about this duchy of the spire is supposed to be somewhere here in the Golden Forest. Maybe we can drop you off there, Slick.
I would.
Would the spire be close enough to the pond?
It would. Yes. I do have one last request though. Stay with me just long enough so these little grubs can grow their wings. It should be no longer than 2 or 3 days. They're already pupating. They'll become hard like little nuts, and then they'll come out of it a shell as a true future ant queen.
One of the grubs draws a sleeping sigh. It is the princess. Her 2 brothers are a bit smaller, also looking very content.
I nod. Sure thing, I gave you my word, and I will uphold it. And so I intend to. The pips will be more than enough to buy some barley and brew again when we are back home.
And I'm sure your clientele will be very pleased to hear your stories from outside the stump.
One would think.
The adventurer barman, or barmice.
And
the air above was full of the canopy of yellow and brown leaves, many of them in the air, howling wind running through them. Everywhere it's full of motion, and they piles, much taller than any mouse of leaves cover the ground of this place they call the Golden Forest. Small paths has formed through this undergrowth.
Can you stop putting stuff to my mouth?
One day after I'm sitting on the little root. I'm fiddling with a stone tablet by myself, muttering something, riveting, humming very lowly.
A little further up, amongst the leaves, looks to be what is a small mouse village. Scattered houses, colored chimneys.
Now that the leaves have changed color, I did not spot the village up there. Hello?
Sorry, can you repeat? I didn't catch that.
Oh. Now that the leaves are changing color, I did not notice there's a village up there. Maybe we should continue moving. pay them a visit.
Oh. Oh, a village. I do not. Huh. I do not remember this village. Perhaps it is new. Last few winters it was not here. I checked the grubs just to see if they're fine. I still like them, like this little, the little ball that I've made. Yes, perhaps it would be good. I look at Waddle. I believe your companion wishes to drink something more strong.
Yes. Maybe a brewery. Waddles raises his snout into the air and sniffs, but his eyes move erratically. Master, what is this smell?
What smell?
I look confused at them.
I raise my nose and give it a good sniff.
What do your mouse snout sense?
The smell of rotting death fills the air to the...
The
I'm
passing
afraid
of the
my
living,
smell
my
is not as
friend.
acute as yours. Oh,
Decay. I get up from the overturned ale barrel that has been emptied and to go to the side to grab my weapon of choice, the two-handed hook arm, and ready myself.
Perhaps we can check it. I start looking around. There, you see that little cover? I stand out the three grubs rolled together. Hide them in your barrel and hide the barrel under there. They should be safe, if not exposed.
I clean out the last droplets of ale in the barrel, throwing it onto the dirt as it sinks into the moist earth, and put my net in the barrel, laying it out to cushion it as I place a grub and reach my hands for yours.
Here. Actually, the ale might be good. It might hide their smell, so no critters would predate them. It is great as it is. Great work, Grant.
The ale has been gone for a while now, but you take care of the barrel, Waddle. I hold up the heavy object to him.
Great.
All right. I'm not going anywhere near that village. He holds his spoon very tightly and looks all around.
I look up at the village and back down at them, and I pull a little stone tablet from my robe, and I extend it to Waddle. Now listen careful, Waddle. There is a chance that we could not come back from there, but if that happens, my last wish is just watch out for the grubs until they grow. And when they grow, offer this tablet to them. You'll manage to talk. Tell them what transpired and who they are. Remember the little princess, that she has a kingdom to build. Nature will take care of the rest.
Me? Really?
But don't worry, my friend, we should be back. Just in the rare occasion that something greater than us ends us. But I do not expect so. Precautions. That's how you live more than 3 winters.
I take a step out of the tent to lean my head outside, look around where the scent is coming from, guarding my friends as they talk.
The scent is drawn with the wind from the village that's sitting slightly upwind. The afternoon sun gives it a golden light.
So pretty yet so grim. I stand up.
Turning my head to Slick. It smells like the village has been beset by problems. I think we should visit it. I cannot leave a helping mouse unhelped.
Yes. You must. I would not know where is the way up, but I imagine you, being keen, would have a better hunch than I do. Let's approach the tree.
We have our ways, that is for sure. I take tentative steps, trying to keep a soft paw, my tail raised off the floor of the forest floor, and avoiding the crunchiest leaves as I guide my group to the stump.
Following along.
As the entrances of the stump come closer, there are scattered bodies of mice here and there. The fall rain has muddled the streets. Signs of struggle, chaos, silence.
I work against my instinct to run towards the bodies and look around for imminent danger. Moving shadows that should be here, up in the skies and on the floor.
A sudden fluttering from beyond the stump wall. Large, powerful wings beating the ground.
I have a reaction. I hold my staff with both hands. Watch out, Grant. There might be an avian. Find cover.
I look around and jump behind the first object I can get to.
I yell out, "Where are you?"
The silence is again interrupted by a crow's screech. It beats its powerful wings, still not visible beyond the wall.
I hop at Grant's side. This is very bad, Grant. Do you recognize that screech?
It's a siren of death.
Yeah, and they are very smart. Perhaps even more than both of us combined.
We must act quickly, and we must act now, or we will be next. There's only one way out of this.
This is strange, though. They do not attack mice.
I sneak my way up to the wall, hopefully out of sight, trying my best anyways, to press my body against it, holding the double-handed weapon close to my chest.
Make a dex save with advantage.
A failure. Stumbling on the way, a few orange leaves on the tracks, crackling as I move to the wall, pressing myself against it, breathing shallow.
Sharp noise of fallen leaves crackling. The strange noises beyond the wall cease, and there is a sharp fluttering followed by a huge crow who hops onto the wall, points his huge beak down towards the visitors, cries out, "Ah!" It is saddled.
I jump from my hiding spot, start waving my arms with stick in one hand. Here, here! Trying to get its attention.
Crow beats his wings, pieces of carcass still in its beak.
I
Like,
take the distraction to put the stick in my mouth, heavy, hurting my teeth as I drag myself up the wall on the little vines growing on it. With my light weight, should hopefully be able to carry me.
and I jump back to cover and start running the opposite direction, reaching towards my rope.
The crow looks up in the sky, stretches its back, flutters its powerful wings, makes ready to take off, just gulps down the last bit of mouse that it was eating.
I reach the top of the wall and set for a sprint to jump onto the crow.
Crow is taken by surprise as somebody grabs at it. It tries to shake off the intruder. It's acting as though it is not that wild.
The leap, aiming for the neck, back part, the thinnest part of the body, to use my hook arm, the cat blinder, and pull him back down to the floor, giving out a loud yell. It's
Make a strength.
strength. Okay. A success.
The billhook around the crow's neck fits perfectly, pinning it towards the ground. It's still struggling, beating its wings.
Seeing the spectacle, I do a new turn to run back towards them. I'm screaming, "Wait! Wait! Do not harm it! Waddle! Come along!"
The time is now. We must stop it. Digging my paws into the dirt as I pull on the hook arm to slice past the feathers.
Wait, Waddle! The tablet!
For 5 damage.
Crow screams out in danger. The billhook drawing blood through its feathers. Its eye stares back at the mouse. It's trying to bite out with its beak and try to get out its claws. But to no avail.
Having it pinned, I dodge it. I pull my mouse tail out of its snapping beak.
I'm still running towards Waddle. Waddle! Waddle! Return me the tablet!
I yell out, Waddle, I need your help. We have no time to talk to death.
Further down the path, Waddle stands confused, looking from the grubs to the village with the death scent. Looks confused. Grubs yelling.
Come on, Waddle! Getting closer to the tent.
Waddle takes the barrel with the grubs and starts dragging it up towards the village.
Having no time, I pull hard on the cat blinder again to slice deeper. Try to slice apart the first layer of feathers and getting deep into the neck. Die, you monster. Eight.
The crow's blood spills out on the floor. It croaks something like as it slips into unconsciousness.
Now next to Waddle. Leave the grubs here. Go help Grant. I'll take care of him.
Waddle starts running up towards the village, sees everything and takes out his hand and waves. I am here. I came, Master. What are you doing? What happened?
I turn towards Waddle, unhooking cat blinder. As I pull it off, droplets of blood spraying from the wound. It ate the mouse! It ate the dead mouse, Waddle! Desperation in my eyes.
A pool of blood starts spreading from the wound, darkening the already black feathers, dripping down the stump's wall, mixing with the mud.
I now with carrying the little barrel as almost as a backpack, slowly approaching them, dragging the thing, and I'm shaking my head like left and right. Still takes a bit of time for me to get closer into speaking range.
I now take the time to look at the crow, noticing the saddle. What is that? And I take a few steps forward. See what make is it? Is this mouse made? It's hard to tell.
The saddle sits across. It's tightened across the crow's back with a little saddlebag and insignias. It says DSS
DSS. Waiting for Slick to catch up.
Close enough now.
The saddle has a signature on it.
Wait. Oh no. Is it dead? I gently put the barrel in front of me, lay my hands on top of it.
Yes, it is.
Oh no.
And good riddance too. I poke it with the butt
Crows, they eat the dead. That's their nature, Grant. I do not think the crow was responsible for the killing.
I stop for a moment. Well, be that as it may, the owl taught me to not hesitate when it comes to a winged creature. Not amongst the mice, anyways. He does not belong here.
As a saddle. I raise a hand. Toss me the insignia, please.
I grab it at the saddle and I yank off the stitching, tearing it off and throwing the flag towards him.
I catch it with my slick hands, my greasy hands, and start fiddling in with it. See if I can recall any lore of it.
The insignia has a subscript. It said Conrad, Knight Conrad. Below the larger letters of DSS. The Duchy of the Spiraling Spire.
I'm afraid these scrolls belong to one of your kind, a mouse knight. It was a steed, a flying steed.
The big eyes.
Something else. I look up back to the spire. Something else happened here. Perhaps a raid of sorts.
How is it possible? What mouse would ever ride such an evil dragon like this crow?
It's not evil, Grant. Like I said, they are very wise. It was probably a friend of the knight more than a steed. But what is done is done. I do not put it against you. You are barely surviving.
I bite my teeth. Well, then it has gone feral, eating its own master in his own village.
I approach the crow now.
Well, I'm out of
And I
excuses. The life is taken. But ours is still here. I guess that is... Guess I have to content with that.
I put my hand on the creature's beak. It is alright, Grant. You did not know any better, and perhaps you did what was best for our survival. But we should not let its death be in vain. Would you mind cutting open its chest?
Sure thing, Slick. I can do that. I move to push my body weight against the crow, roll it over to have better access to the chest.
Yes. Now, you want a deep enough cut. Separate the skin. Yeah. And I keep on instructing you until basically to get to the fat layer. You see, the grease. It is useful. I will scoop some.
The crow has some fat, and its feathers were fairly well kept. A few of the flying feathers were slightly clipped. This would not have been able to fly far.
I relayed the same information. Notice? It was clearly domesticated.
Coordinating with Waddle, having him spoon the fat as I slice open the chest. Turning my head towards the lake. Clipped feathers. I guess that place for you that it might have been domesticated.
But anyhow, whatever transpired here is no longer. There's no longer any fixing. Oh, that's enough fat, Waddle. Thank you very much. We should.
Oh, thank you. I'm going back to the grubs. They look hungry.
Very well. I'll scoop the rest then. Thank you very much, Waddle.
While we take the grubs with us, I do not think we should leave them at the camp with you, by yourself. What if there's a second crow out here? I'd rather have you in eyesight.
Right. We must stay together. What do you think happened here? Wattles looks around at some of the mice scattered around. There's at least 5 bodies.
Could be war.
A war? I thought it was a crow. But you're right, it could not be.
Rats, other mouse, bandits, hornets. The possibilities are quite endless, but it did look like there was a infantry struggle.
I walk up
A
to
cat, maybe.
one of the dead bodies and hold my chest. I'm sorry, buddy. I roll over the body with my stick to check for battle wounds or a dagger inside his chest, anything that teaches me his unseemly end.
This villager, middle-aged, well-fed, well-combed, nice fur, nice clothes, had enormous bite marks in its chest and belly. Its back has been broken by powerful jaws.
Something snapped his bones practically in half, Slick.
My head turns like a quick snap. Oh, I'm sorry. I leave a pile of fat near the crow's chest. I run over to Grant. Show me what you've seen.
You see the way his spine is bent all over the place? That is not the puncture of a crow's beak, but it is still a big creature.
I kneel down and I start touching the bite marks, counting the teeth. Let's see. Could be canine, could be feline. And I try to determine which.
I get up.
Will say.
As he determines,
Will?
I get up. Wait, if the crow's here, where's the knight? And I check the bodies for knight's mouse. I have no real clue what to look for. I guess well-rested and well-armored mouse with a weapon by his side.
I have a success.
The bite marks are more crushing than piercing. Worn down teeth, much larger than any feline.
It's certainly no cat. Perhaps a fox or a hound. Are there any Titan settlements around here? Not that I know of any. There wasn't any last summer.
Well, I remember a merchant from Spire came past the tavern once, but I don't know. They talk a lot. Let me see. I try to remember if A previous merchant has told stories about this area. If it's jogging my memory.
A faint memory of a traveling bard mouse who visited the tavern, the Oaken Cove, spoke of the duchy in the Golden Forest where every mouse could walk free. The Duke was a great hero, keeping this area completely safe of predators. Every mouse fed and safe.
This whole spire was protected by a big hero. I say those words with despair as I stare at the crow now, realizing what I've done.
Every hero has its downfall eventually, Grant. It is part of life. We should not stay here for much longer, though. This was a directed attack, I'm afraid. And whatever did this is big enough to do the same to us.
None of the victims showed any sign of nobility or aristocracy. Villagers, old and young.
We should go up the spire and see if there are any survivors left. We surely cannot have killed everybody.
No, it is actually a very smart point.
Waddles interrupts. He has climbed up on the wall, even on the highest up point. He points yonder to the horizon. There it is! There it is, Master! Look!
Turn my head.
What do you say? Still standing around the body that was chewed up.
There, quite a few hexes away, stands the tall, needle-like structure.
A tall
of the spire.
structure. I can see the spire.
Tree.
I have a bad feeling. Perhaps the spire is no longer safe, but that is a bridge we'll cross when we get there.
With no knights to protect the realm, I must apologize, Slick, but would you be amenable to take a detour to your journey to ensure the security of whoever might yet live here?
Of course, of course.
I thank you.
That's what we do. It's upon each creature's paws to make this place a livable place. Our duty. You two may scout ahead for survivors if you wish. I'll stay here around with the grubs.
The spire's quite a ways away, but I will check whoever is here on the floor before we go further away. We cannot leave you behind, of course. And I start searching whatever buildings are on the floor level before we go up the trees to find my way up the spire.
There is a few mouse dwellings, all empty. The village itself shows signs of having been bashed and trampled by a large creature of some sort. Letters from someone in one of the houses lie scattered on the floor. In one of the small houses.
I check its contents, looking for useful materials that might aid me in protecting the village, leaving the pips that are scattered from the bodies or in a treasure alone. Oh, a parchment. What is this? Trying to see if there's
Shipments
a
of
diary or...
diary, personal letters, shipments to a nearby brewery. Hops, barley. It's addressed to Grant's Brewery.
Well, that's a shame. I think I might have lost my contacts for the barley. Waddle. So turn my head towards my friend.
But our barley came all the way from here?
It appears to be so.
Do you know this, Mouse? He must have sent you some letters then. Did you correspond with them here? The Golden Forest. That's why it tasted so good.
I go through the name. Yeah, it says right here, Timothy. I remember. It was him. That was him for sure. I look around it if I can find his body. Like, oh God, please, no, Timothy. He had a very shiny silver fur. You would recognize him. He stood out wherever he went.
Waddles looks around outside in the courtyard and drags out the body of a silvery old mouse. Its neck has been opened and the blood is dried out. Even now he is holding a pen in his other paw, trying to write his last words.
I take the whatever he wrote, or if he failed to write anything at all, and see what's on it. Oh, my friend.
It's the final stages of a diary page. Stories of the plague fox. It's all true. Anyone who finds this in our tragedy, you must warn the duchy. It is all true. The plague fox is plaguing the duchy. It's plaguing the Golden Forest. It's no longer safe. Get to the brewery.
I take the parchment and roll it up carefully, sliding it into my pocket. Okay. I think we have what we need here, Waddle. Let's meet up with Slick.
Okay. And can I feed some of the fat to the grubs? They look very hungry again. They woke.
There's no need. There's a barrel right here. He might still have some corn, some seeds left that we could use for ourselves and the grubs.
Oh, right. Looks through, goes inside and looks through the cupboards. There's sounds of something spilling out on the floor. Pots and pans seats.
I am sitting on top of the barrel, and I look lost in thought. Every now and then my chin blows up as I ribbit. I'm looking like off in the distance towards the spire. The sky is slowly turning orange now too.
Slick! Slick!
So one final ribbit, and I look towards them. Yes. Did you find any survivors?
I found Timothy, my barley cellar. I made all of my ale from his work. And I found this. I hold up a blood-stained parchment towards him.
I open it, my eyes darting the writing, and I stay quiet, speechless.
The Bottles comes back from his excursion, arms full of delicious barley seeds, roasted to perfection. He's munching on one even in the dire circumstance.
Grant. I close I fold the parchment. Do you recognize what was written here?
Yes, I can read his letters quite well. They're familiar. But I do not know what a plague fox is supposed to be.
That's something that I don't think anyone is up to fighting against. I look at the spire. Times might be changing, friend. Perhaps it pains me to say so, but perhaps you should return to your stump village and warn them. And warn any other settlements along the way. There is a power too great for us to deal with. And even cat blinder, I am afraid.
I look up, I look down to the night's crow. And I look back up to the spire, knowing he failed. I must honor Timothy's last wish. I must warn the duchy, if she yet lives. We cannot know if the spire has fallen yet. They are up in the skies.
Very well. Then let's do this. It is imperative we do so. We'll take the grubs along the way. They should pupate in 2 or 3 days, like I said. Let's warn the people of the land. Plague fox is older than I am. Since I was a tadpole, I've been hearing of it. I've only seen myths and legends of it, but it laid waste to an entire village.
Maybe that is why the crow was feasting on the mice. Must have been here for days, starving without master.
Yes, but worrying on about the crow now. Like I said, what is done is done. I keep the parchment, the little page. I'll keep this if you don't mind.
Please do.
It's getting dark soon. We should find somewhere to pass the night and find the Duchess.
Yes, this place is no longer safe. I mean, all the dead bodies, I'm afraid it might attract more carrions. Do you agree?
Yes, though Carrion usually prefers the dead than the living. But yes, it is safe to be far from it. Let us go. I grab the grubs, the barrel through the rope, backpack thing. Let us back to
Join.
the tent, and perhaps find a new place to camp.
I join Slick to move back, collect our stuff, and press on to find
Oh, I almost forgot, actually. Wado, I gently put the barrel on the floor. If you don't mind carrying the princess, I need to... And I approach the fat, using my robes, like getting all greasy. And I need to carry this back with us as well.
She's such a cute little girl. I'll take her. Pretty big girl. They're going to hatch soon, aren't they? Already see the little wings forming on their backs.
You see, it's a beautiful sight when they take flight. A new dawn for their people, and hopefully ours will continue as well.
I did hear that
You
rats love eating ant grubs as a delicacy. What
That's
barbarians!
true. That's true. Yes, you served grub back in the tavern. It was delicious.
Yes, I do have to agree. I've been a culprit myself, but
Well, I
so is the
serve
nature
grub,
of...
but not ant grub. I mean, that's completely different. I'm not a rat.
It's hard to get by ant grubs. You've seen their fortresses.
Also that.
Now it's a pile of like yellowish fat on my hands, on my with over the robes. Let us go then. We should be rested for tomorrow's journey. We go to the duchy, and you consider your quest done, Brent.
I press on with Slick.
A few days pass as the group move through the landscape of fallen leaves, and it gradually becomes more civilized. Passing small farmhouses.
On the final day, I'm in front of the 3 ants now. They look like little nymph ants, not fully and the mature form of the ant, but still smaller. And with a tablet in one hand, and I'm seemingly speaking to them, especially with the one with the wings.
The little white ants with fully formed legs and antennas and wings that cannot yet bear them through the air look up at their foster parent very curiously, exuding some childish chemicals.
I'm in the middle of a story, and so that was your mother, Queen. Unfortunately, a plague befell upon your kind, but you are a new seed, a new hope. May your pheromones spread across the land. You shall rebuild your kingdom, and hopefully your kind will live on forever. Do you understand, little ones?
The little ants look at each other. Little brother doesn't understand, but I have a question, says the princess.
Yes, young majesty.
What happened to my mother and the anthill that she was ruling over, that she was serving?
Yeah, a fungi, a mushroom. You know what I mean when if you see one, plagued their bodies and minds. Your queen, being a majestic queen, of course, was the last one to fall. But unfortunately, yeah, the anthill was plagued. Not one survived. I'm sorry to bear such bad news to you and so hard in your life. When your wings get strong enough, you shall fly, and let your inner wisdom guide you where you should start a new kingdom.
Mushrooms? Mushrooms. He seems
There are
to.
good mushrooms and there are bad mushrooms. Your wisdom is way older than your own. Generations upon generations. If you ever look at the sky one day at night, know that your kind is much bigger than the stars that shine. And you have all that knowledge inside you, young queen.
She closes her eyes. At least that's how it looks. I will dream it over. I will dream about it. Try to digest the information.
Sitting nearby on a fallen stick as a stool, holding my hook arm upward between my legs as I use the holes of fallen nuts to carve out what is hopefully to be a chest plate in the future.
The spire is drawing closer, perhaps within a day's march. The roads I have seen more frequent passage. There is mice walking nonchalantly to and fro. A wheat field, a flower field, well-kept trees.
Hey there, citizen. How's the weather?
The mouse stops for a moment. He was taking a walk with his walking stick. An elderly fellow. Looks well fed. Good evening, travelers.
I let Grant continue on the talking.
Big smile. Why, yes, I can indeed see the weather. It's quite well. Listen, you wouldn't know where the guard is close by, would you?
But the guard? The guard? We don't need guards much. No.
Oh.
You are welcome as a visitor, I guess. I think you will be welcome. This is quite a nice place.
Quite right. I am here for the visit. Now, would
Grant, we should.
Yes, what is it?
We should seek the leadership as soon as possible.
Well, that is my plan, Slick. You wouldn't know if the duchy takes visitors now, do you?
If you wish to visit some of the inns at the spire, they are plentiful and they serve excellent food. Also for travelers, if you have the coin to pay, but the first night is free for visitors.
I nod. Very
I
well.
do a little
Thank
bow.
you so much for the information.
Since here, every mouse moves freely, even in the daytime. There are no predators here.
thin smile on my lips. Well,
A ribbit.
I sure hope so. It's never too late. It's not too bad to be cautious. Just keeping the senses sharp, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Big smile.
No, I don't, but that is not important. If you wish to speak with the leadership, however, they may be... I hear that Knight Conrad has ridden out to the borders. They always some protecting business out there. You know, you should stay close to the center. I hear it's quite safe, much better. You know, some of the villages, you know, they're a bit far away.
I understand. Thank you for your time. I must be going to the spire then.
Well, thank you for the chat.
Follow along. Quieter than usual.
I lean over to Slick. You think you can hand me that plaque? Might be very useful proof when we talk to mice of nobility.
Of course. I pick it from my robes, hand it to you.
And it can
I'll be here, but I believe they'll be more open to you than me.
That is my thoughts. It is easier for me to speak up, but you probably shall not talk unless spoken to by the nobility. Well, if they have no guard, that's they should be quite welcoming. But you never know.
I imagine so. Maybe if it's the same leadership, I might know the oldest of them, if he has not passed away. I don't quite recall when I was here last time.
That would be quite fortuitous indeed. I pick up the step, seeing how close we are to our goal.
Halfway there, Waddles asks, Master, why did that old mouse look like that at the ants? He looked really angrily at the ants. Like, I don't get it. He looked afraid of them.
Well, he must think they're delicious and we're not eating them. Like letting them go bad, no?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, surely that's it, right, Slick? Look at Slick.
Perhaps. My mind is a bit far off. I look at the elder sister just to make sure she's fine.
The spire is surrounded by sort of a city wall, but there are houses outside as well. The gate is already visible.
I stop. I look at the ants. And I look at the gates. And I look at Slick. Maybe it's time.
Yes. I look at the ants. I stay close to me, children. You might climb on my back if you wish.
May we sit in the hammock?
I
the hammock.
I do a little ribbit. Of course, and I hold it.
I don't.
Yet the white little creatures are still crawling all over Slick's back and head.
I don't understand what they're saying, Slick. But they have to fly now. If we take them in, maybe they might take them as prisoners. If they see a princess.
We'll pass them as pets. It's fine. I've seen your kind with beetles before. I've seen your women talk to them as babies. I'm sure they will understand.
I leave it to you, Slick. You're the slick one after all.
If anything, kids, you might go into the hat as well. I'll let you do the talking from now on, Grant.
We approach the
Little
gates.
brother crawls into the hat, but the antennas are clearly visible. The guards, there are 2 of them, greet very politely. Bow. Visitors, welcome to the Spire. I must ask you a few questions before you may enter. Who are
But
you
of course.
and where do you come from and what is your business here? Except for, of course, for visiting. The first night is free, by the way, for travelers.
Ah, thank you. I am a traveler. I sell ale at the Hollow Tree Stump. It's right over yonder, west side, where the sun sinks. It's been quite a few days.
Poetic. You, one of the villagers, I understand. The guard reaches for the billhook. If you don't mind, and kind of waves you in through the gate.
I pull the hook a bit closer. Please, the journey has been quite strenuous. I would prefer to hold on to this family heirloom of mine.
Oh, don't worry, they will be quite safe here at the gate with me and Jim. Why should we make an exception in your case? I mean, this is the way to keep the city safe. It already is quite safe, so you won't be needing your weapons beyond the walls, I assure you.
Well, because this is not just a weapon. As I said, it's an heirloom. It belonged to my grandfather. My grandfather Grant. You might have heard stories about him.
Grant.
I nudge Slick a bit with my elbow.
Great hero Grant. Perhaps you've heard the story of the blind cat.
Blind cat? That's...
It was not always blind, you see. He holds cat blinder. I have
cat binder.
If it makes you feel safer with the whole situation, I pull one of the stone tablets. You may hold on to this precious possession of mine, a magic tablet. I'm sure it'll be a great collection for you. Once we return, we take it back. What do you think?
And who are you? Some traveling frog. You also need to turn over your traveling stick, I'm afraid. It looks quite sturdy. Could be a weapon.
You would not take a walking stick of a 5-winter-old frog, would you?
He's basically falling apart. Look, quite flabbergasted. Playing it up a bit.
That would be unpolite. Everybody heard the old stories of the cat blinder, the hero Grant, and the frog wizard, but that can't be you.
Would you like a demonstration?
Looks uncertainly to the left and to the right. Let me hold this cat blinder in the guardhouse, and you can keep your tablet and your walking stick and your pets.
I look at Grant. Well, Grant, I'm
I
sure
got-
they will keep it safe.
You see, there are no cats here. The Duke has taken care of that, and we are part of this. The security of this realm. I assure you, we are very safe here.
This is a respectable settlement, but you put a paw on your shoulder.
Very well. I will allow you the graciousness of holding this legendary weapon that has blinded the cats and fought off
By
an
the
owl
way,
and
Thank you,
saved
sir.
me
Where
from
do
the
I-
river spirits and beaten off the infections of mushrooms. But you may hold it.
Well, that is very appreciated. I'm sure they will appreciate your stories at your first free night at the tavern. Hmm?
And as any civilized country, I expect a receipt. I turn up my nose.
Certainly, that is the least. Jim will take care of it.
Good. I turn to Jim. Look at him.
Already scribbling cat blinder with, these quotation marks as well. As instructed.
I take the passing and the
thank you
receipt.
very much, kind mice. I'm walking before I enter the gate. Would you happen to know if Leader Magdalene still walks among us?
Who? Magdalene?
Yes.
The
Should be
Queen?
within the council.
Oh. I believe she has been frequenting the council, yes. Everybody knows this around here. I shouldn't get into... I shouldn't
thank
pretend
you.
to have any more information.
Thank you. It's good to know that a friend still lives. Have a great day, guards. Let us go. And a bit taller than Waddle and Grant, I with one hand on each of their backs. Let us proceed.
I brush my feral whiskers, try to straighten them out as much as I can, entering back into civilization after such a long journey.
I know you're afraid of being far from your family's heirloom, but I'm pretty sure it'll be safe. If Magdalene is still among us, that would make things easier. She knows me.
My trouble is that we know quite certain that we are not safe. If you understand me.
Waddles interrupts. Magdalene? Is that the frog and the ambassador that you spoke so highly of? Sounded like you knew her well.
Oh, an
Or am I
ambassador.
messing it up?
Yes. Same pound.
Do you know her, right? You're friends with her. Maybe she could help you in somehow.
I still think Grant has a better chance convincing the Spire than I do, but Magdalene has good ties with them, so perhaps by proxy, our reputations go up a bit.
We must have a meeting. The closer the duchy, the better. I cannot come here and yell about trouble, or they will
Of course.
see me as a troublemaker, as a disturber of peace.
He said she hangs around, everybody knows her. Probably the inn, I assume. Let's have a quick gander.
First, I must, as we walk, make sure that like travelers are not overhearing our conversation. I like lower my voice a bit. If we can talk between the duchy and the princess, and it would give us quite some leverage to show that the kingdom has already fallen and the threat to be taken serious. But I worry if she is not to be trusted that our friend is going to become a political pawn kidnapped by the mice to be sold for gain of the spire. I do not know if we can trust the duchy just yet. If you understand me.
Yes. A very wise concern. Walking, dodging a few mice.
There's quite a few passers-by. They look curious, especially at the wide antennas and mandibles and legs sticking out here and there, and slicks clothes. They have big ears, but they also look content and happy and not that worried about anything.
I ask around a little bit amongst the citizen where one would go to seek an audience with the duchy. For the protocols of the spire are strange to a traveler like me.
An audience? An audience with the duchy? Oh, the mouse is panting from carrying a large sack of seeds from the gates towards one of the inns. Yes, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? No, but there is a possibility. You can go there on Wednesdays, and there's quite a bit of waiting. I would say you can get in within 12 to 16 hours. No problem.
I have no time to wait for Wednesday. What about today?
Today? This is Sunday. This is.
Sorry for interrupting.
You're gonna have some introductions. You're gonna have to know somebody. I guess you have to have one of those connections.
Sorry for interrupting, but would you happen to know where a frog called Magdalene stays around here?
She would be quite noticeable, the green skin and all.
Tall as me, a bit more yellowish than me, though.
The weird eyes.
A coincidence. Yes, there is a frog by that color staying right here at our inn.
Ah, great.
Follow me.
Quite fortuitous.
We will patron you for the night, I believe.
Thank you so much, sir. You've been quite.
No, you don't thank me. You are welcome. You are travelers. First night is free, by the way.
So I've been told.
We'll make sure to spread the word of such a beautiful place. Already make my way inside.
I whispered to Slick. They're trying to get us shit-faced.
I'm aware.
I'm aware too, says Waddles, interrupting.
I shake my head.
I walk in the inn and instead of looking, I just like raise my head and I let out like a very long drowned ribbit. Like,
the inn, having quite a big common room, is already quite loud with the festivities and the good spirits in there. Quite a busty maid mouse is running around carrying big pints of a beer and such. Presents with the choice between a grant and a thistle.
I organize ourselves a table for free. No, we don't mind if we share a table as long as they don't. Letting Slick trying to find his companion.
I'm walking around, still ribbiting, see if I can hear back the call. My throat like jiggling.
The echo of the riveting seeps into the walls and reverberates through the building over and over again. Finally, there is an answer. A faint, interrupted rip sounds weakly from one of the upstairs rooms.
I start making my way to the upstairs rooms, really like dodging the mice and the happy people. Once again, repeating a call, original from our pond. Brrr, brrr. Finding exactly where it's coming from.
Again, it is answered from the last room in the dark end of the
I make
hallway.
my way there, still holding my stick. I stand in front of the door, and with my stick, I do a final call.
The responding ribbit sounds. Oh, come in, you old wizard. It's a female voice, but
I go open the door. I feel the handle is already greasy, and I open the door. Speaking in Froggish, Magdalene, such a long time.
It's Slick. Come in. It's so good to see you. So good to see you. Come in. The mouse sits in a bed leaning against the wall, legs up, holds out her arms. She looks weak, but very happy to see the fellow Slick that she has known from the olden days.
Oh, Magdalene, look at you. How long have you been here among the mice? You have an accent.
Yeah. Yes. She croaks in something that sounds almost like a squeak at times.
I sit down the end of the bed, and Magdalene, I take out my hand with the little brother there. Do not mind the nymphs. We are helping them recreate their kingdom. I have bad tidings.
Oh, what happened there, little one? She seems to enjoy the youthful movements. She puts one yellow-greenish hand on yours on the table.
Something that's done about them. The plague fox. It attacked an outskirts a village. We are afraid it's back. It's back in these regions. We need to warn the duchy. Warn the local kingdoms. Even the pond might not be safe.
Oh, is that so? Is that so?
We saw it. I saw the fangs on a mouse. Its spine was completely obliterated.
Things have gone bad. Yes. It looks so. looks so nice on the outside, but things have got bad. And the spire slick. Now with the plague bugs as well. This is that dark tidings indeed. But you don't know half of it.
I keep there listening.
Oh, it's not like it used to be. I'm not even able to, to be in the council very much. Mostly I sit here. Since the lab rat, arrived and was hired to, elevated in position. His methods were so effective, but something's changed. I'm no longer inside. Not really.
Then, that is truly awful. I was hoping you could get us access to someone. I have two mice with me. One is the grandson of Grant.
You don't say. That is truly something.
There
I
might be
remember
hope
his
still.
son was nothing like him.
Yes, but I see the spark in the boy. There might still be hope for these woods. He has the sense of justice, which is the most important part. And he possesses cat blind, huh?
Good.
The candle, the light, really making us look shinier with our natural mucus. But if you cannot help us in that regards, I do have one final wish for you, Magdalene.
Magdalene looks a bit relaxed and content with the news. She nods. Let me hear it.
I put on the table a communication tablet. I put my hand on it, and could you put your hands on it as well, Magdalene?
Certainly, yes. She's feeling
I recite the incantation and to be able to speak to the infants. Now, kids, I'm afraid Uncle Slick will not be able to take care of you no longer, but Magdalene is a very close friend. She'll help you mature enough to fly. Whatever may transpire here, I might not be able to see you ever again.
Magdalene speaks with the ants. She's very stern with them. They must stay with her at all times. And before Slicks leaves the room, a final warning. The Duchy had been warring with the anthills for quite some time. But relations were not good.
Sad.
Keep the nymphs hidden, she says.
I need you to take care of them. I will try having an audience with the new council, the lab rat himself, and I'm sure you can find a way to escape. Keep the tablet.
All right.
Please help them mature.
Thank you.
It's my final request for you, Magdalene. If I see you at the pond once again, then we'll talk there. I do a final goodbye in the ribbit in Froggish.
At the tavern, plates with food, sausage, cheese, an ale for me and Waddle, letting him and myself rest for a bit. Halfway through eating, I say, It is great to have the first night free, but you must not let yourself be lost in the drink. I need your help, Waddle. I need your help tonight.
Waddle is already through the first one and halfway through the second one.
Like, put my
Looks
hand on
very
top of the second one to get his attention, truly.
Hmm?
Waddle, you're a great mouse. Everybody likes you. Everybody likes talking to you. Because you
Really?
spend so much time in the tavern, you know all the stories.
Of course. Look
I
at
need
those
you.
guys over there.
I need you to put me in contact with a slice mouse.
A slicer? Here in the duchy? Alright. I think they are.
I don't need his service. I just need a way to get a dagger. A slice mouse will have his ways to smuggle a weapon.
Waddle looks around the room. I can ask around. But I'm gonna need some more beer.
I'm gonna hand him the 4 pips that I have and say, this is bigger than the 2 of us. If we fail here, then this might be the last beer you're gonna get. But if we succeed, I can resume my tavern, create a new contact, and the beer will flow forevermore. You understand the meaning of this. I really try to impress upon him that he understands the meaning of this time around.
I will help you, Master. I'll help you, Master. I still have a tab open with you, but I really like this place. It seems that everybody's happy here. I'll look around. I'll ask around. I promise.
Handing the purse to my drunk friend. I hope everything goes right.
Walking down the stairs, trying to spot them. I recognize Grant's fur pattern from far. Starts approaching them, dodging the tables and the people walking.
Slick.
Sit down. I put my elbows on the table and I'm sitting in a thinking position, and I whisper, things are worse than we thought. There's corruption about. Magdalene will not be able to get us into the council. There is one fellow, evil, well, cunningly evil would be the best way to describe him. No wonder everybody's wearing a fake smile around here.
It feels like they live under a spell. A spell of security. But it cannot be true, not after what we've seen.
There is a fellow called Elaborate. He was abducted by the Titans once. Was never the same since.
How would a rat get a position among the council?
That is a very good question, but that's the challenge we have at hand. If we wish to let the news of, and I whisper quietly, the Plague Fox be known. It will destabilize his power, his kingdom. He will not take it kindly. We need to somehow get our the council in our favor, but I'm afraid he might have power over them already.
That is quite worrying. I'm not sure how much we can do about what we can do about that. An audience is all we can wish for, and I don't know what weight my
There
name
is
will carry
only,
in here.
according to what your grandfather used to tell me, there are only two ways to deal with a rat. You either outsmart them, or you beat them. I'll let you decide what you think is up to your capabilities, Grunt.
Okay. In the meanwhile, I'm letting Waddles work on a backup for me. He's mingling with the socials, see if he can scrounge up a means of self-defense for me.
Great. I nibble on a little bit of food.
Do you think
Lost into.
the council will respect the name of nobility, even if they have not heard of mine?
There is a chance, I believe so, but they might fear Labrat more, depending on how much of his grip he has around things. But that would be a positive, I'm sure.
A nod. Then
Unfortunately, I do
lead.
not have anything to use against him.
In the next table, Waddles is already playing cards with a few shitty-looking types. They exchange quiet words. They nod their snouts knowingly, look around. Something's happening. He returns to your table, sits down.
Did you do it?
I get it. Yes. Some of the mice are not quite as friendly as your regular mouse, but they said they could certainly help. Certainly help us.
Perhaps mobilizing the shadows would also work, Grunt.
In fact, they seem quite eager to help. I'm not sure exactly what, but it did involve the dagger that you talked about. Yes.
I look at Slick. I prefer to have a weapon, but what do you think? Should we do further dealings before talking to the council?
I feel like we are in a crossroads. Whatever option we pick, there will be many possible bad outcomes and good outcomes. I'll let your grunt intuition decide.
And perhaps with that, it is not the worst place to end the session.
All right.
It was supposed to be a 3-shot.
It is a free
Yeah,
shot.
but it took some.
That is
Yeah.
where we
Okay.
are. Right?
Okay, so can we talk about like possible things that you imagine could be like the end?
This is the
Because
end.
like
Whatever we
this
imagine,
no, but
it's
no, like
gone.
but because the book is over, right? The book is over, so it's up to
Yes.
the reader to like, oh, what will happen?
Yes.
In my head, I was like, we can either like go up and literally like challenge the rat for in its honor, you know, like that could be like a Dune knife battle, the final battle, just to decide the fate. Or like I don't know, like you like start a conspiracy among them. I don't know.
Yeah, it's quite exciting. I'm very happy with the session. We got a bunch of role playing. The story moved pretty smoothly. I'm very happy with what we spent our time on, and I'm super invested in the story we have created.
Yeah. I was a bit off on the at the start. I don't know. It was hard for me to catch on what was happening. I was very lost on the first part.
You were? Was it
Yeah,
like the invention of a tent that I like threw in there?
I don't know. I was so confused because I wasn't really sure where or what was around, and I didn't really understand the village was on top of the tree, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bit of a misunderstanding because you, Nicholas, you were actually traveling a little bit, but you, Sonala, you were still in the tent. So there was a little bit of a misconception as to where we were exactly at.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
But
it worked out in the
Oh,
end, but
okay.
yeah,
I got confused. And I was very confused with the whole situation. So that's why I
yeah,
took more of a passive role. I'm gonna let things
Like,
roll. So okay, this is what's happening.
yeah,
Now.
I don't know which point you mean. Like, when we chose to travel, I said that like we're moving, like I'm moving forward. So maybe you mean earlier than that. But yeah, there was a little bit of like talking head syndrome of like not anchoring our characters in the world.
yeah, that's true. And it
Okay.
was a bit unclear what the village looked like exactly. In my head, it was like a stump, like one of you said, and then it had the stump wall was the wall, and then inside you can get houses, and
Oh,
there was
okay.
like a
Yeah.
gate
Yeah,
inside.
I did not understand that the village is like a hollow tree stump. Because I thought
I
like
was
a village would be outside of the, like there's a tree trunk as the center, and the like houses are outside, like spread around. That's what I
Mhm.
imagined in my head. And like there's still a wall
yeah.
around that. So
Yeah,
I was quite confused about that actually.
Yeah, but you
yeah.
know what? You said something. Sorry, go ahead.
It was never described definitively, and somebody said stump, and I just kind of went with that. So there was a stump,
Okay.
there was a wall, and there were some houses, and
Who
yeah,
was
that
the
was
patient
kind of
zero?
fluffy. I don't
Patient.
remember.
There was so
Um,
when you said there's a wall and there's a crow, but like you described, like we cannot see the crow because
yeah,
like we only hear the noises behind the wall.
yeah, there was a crow behind the wall, and
Yeah.
then you could climb the wall and see the crow
I thought
And
it was on
jump.
top of a tree.
no, it was not. Like if
It was
it
like
was.
a half hollowed top of a
Oh,
tree.
okay. Yeah, I
Like
imagined the way you described. Oh, we cannot see it, so therefore it's like not up in the air, like on a branch or something. It's like hidden behind the wall. It's what I thought is happening. And
Yeah,
like,
that's what I
yeah.
intended.
And I failed
I
my
wish
stealth check, so I like startled the creature. And I
Yeah, and
like,
then it
oh,
jumped
it's
up
gonna
on the
attack
wall.
me. It's gonna fly off. It's
Yeah,
gonna eat me. You
yes.
know, that's what's
Mhm.
gonna happen. So I need to run up the wall and I intentionally gave it like a whole turn, run up to the wall. The next turn, I run up on the wall and I climb it, and I let you react to it. And the third turn is I'm jumping onto it. I'm doing an attack. That's what I'm doing
Yeah,
to telegraph my
yeah.
move. And
It was distracted by Slick's action, so it did not necessarily notice. And I
mm-hmm.
describe it about to take off and leave the area, and then you attacked it and killed it. Somebody's horse.
Yeah, that was so metal,
It was
Nicholas.
nice.
I was like, because I think I mentioned they usually after the living, but
They
you wanted
usually
your
do
hero
what?
moment.
What did you?
Don't go after the living. I mentioned some I threw that like they do eat the dead, but
Yeah,
you
you
should not be
yelled out
attacking.
to like talk to the creature, right? I know
Yeah,
that, and I chose like we had a fight with an owl, right?
it's a
That
bird.
like
It's an
that like
evil.
yeah, it's the bird of prey. Literally fucking killed us, and the crow was eating a dead mouse. That was the point for me of I'm not talking to this creature.
Yeah, it makes sense for your character. It made sense.
Yeah,
I think it
at
was good
that point,
roleplay.
yeah, I
Yeah,
really like maybe I could, but I would not know if I can, even if we talk, if I can trust it, because it's already eating my kin.
Yeah.
And that
Talk with someone
yeah.
whose breath smells of your dead people, you know?
Yes, yeah.
Hmm.
It's like this.
Uh,
Even if we talk successfully, I would not stand. Like I could not stand for it. So for me, like what I've learned from my adventures is to take the call to action when it presents itself. And
Yeah, makes
yelling for
sense.
Waddle, come on, come over here, like slap him with the spoon.
I wanted the tablet, like, give me the tablet. Like you can
Bring
just.
the spoon, not the tablet. Bring the spoon and
Yeah.
slap him.
What is supposed to do everything, like take care of the kids and
Take
bring
care of the
Yeah,
kids,
he
food
was.
and
Waddle.
carry everything
Make lunch,
and smack
Waddle.
things for the
Build the
food.
tent, Waddle.
Mm.
Get us a
Scoop the
knife.
fat Waddle.
He was doing his best, I promise.
Talk to the
Nah, he
slice
was
ears, Waddle. Get me a
MVP.
knife illegally in the country.
He's MVP, 100%. But I was so yeah, I was very off at the start because of that. But I think I got more into it after. You know, when I was like checking the bite marks, I was like, if I pass the test, which I passed, and I was hoping that she would give me the opportunity because I would do like, oh, like this, I would be like, oh, this bite marks it. Oh, very very familiar. Like I would try to set up the blind cat, you know, the same cat that survived Grant, because I thought
Okay, yeah.
this could be a cool ending, like you know, a final fight, like we either die here or escape or something.
He
But
tied
then it was a
back
fox,
in
which is
with
cool.
this ancient dragon my forefathers fought
Yeah.
against. You know, it's like that whole.
Exactly. It's the
That's
classic
cool.
like, I recognize this weapon, you know. It's like,
It would have been cool,
yeah.
but then you should have gone all in because I had no idea what you wanted to.
Okay.
Like
If you said
I
it
could,
feline, because you said it was feline, I'm like, okay
right?
then.
Yeah. True.
Because
Yeah.
I thought maybe he already like planned something. Like if he's not giving me the cue, he's already like has something in mind. So
Yeah.
I'm okay with letting you, you know.
But we have
Yeah, it could have
already
been a wildcat.
but we have already threatened Solmyr. Do not prep. Whatever you do, we will ruin whatever you
Yeah.
prep.
No, I mean, when I say prep, I think like he on the spot he already had like 5 steps
I
ahead, you know, in mind. So fine.
I had already prepped the fox. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
already had fixed mind on that one.
And
Uh,
I do like the plague fox as like a description. That sounds amazing.
yeah, I imagine like this fox with like you know like some sort of disease, you know, like
Yeah.
dripping or something. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a,
and it's a real thing as well. The fox can get scared, and it may drive them crazy, and they had to be put down.
oh, that's cool. That's super cool. And
And
I'm
I
also
don't know if I
I mean
go
in
ahead.
my head I'm also thinking that like it doesn't have to, but it could tie back to the mushrooms and spreading disease.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like it could be that.
exactly.
Yeah. And that would be also a really cool tie-in to the mysteries of the first 2
Yeah.
sessions.
Another part. I don't know if I think I might have overhyped the fox. I was trying to set it up as like, oh man, like you know, like Sauron's back, man. We're cooked.
Yeah.
Like
the ancient
like, I was-
dragon who was
Oh, the
sleeping for
spire?
100 years.
Abandon this whole kingdom. Go back to your village and warn them, buddy. Like
I nearly said
they're
that. You know what?
lost.
We might as well let's call this one off because this is like go back and warn people like this is bad. You know.
You know what, Bilbo? I know you're brave. You got the stuff of adventures, but we're talking about motherfucking Smog, man. He's gonna smoke you.
Yeah, we need to abort this mission,
Really
man. This,
bad.
yeah. We walked into like level plus 84 zone here. Like this is not.
Well, I was imagining that there was actually a war band of mice out hunting this plague fox somewhere in the wilderness, and they were led by these knights.
Oh, that's so
cool.
cool.
They come
Why
flying.
did I
They
not
come
meet
flying
some-
griffins.
No.
Yeah, they come flying basically griffins. You know, like.
Yeah, because what do mice even ride? Like what creatures? Rabbits is a bit. I don't know.
We
Takes a bit of work
ride
to
the
make them-
hamsters, you know, it's stupid
Yeah.
hamsters with no, they have like no brain, you know. have fats,
Yeah.
and run around.
It's like a human like monkey situation with the
yeah.
hamster. There.
we ride gorillas, it's into battles. What we do.
Can you imagine that? How punk that would be?
Riding a
That's-
corgi, I don't know.
A corgi, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It could be presented like a rancor almost because it's
Yeah.
at the time it's just so silly.
Oh no, the dangerous, fuzzy, cute corgi that's gonna eat me. No! Please don't destroy me, corgi.
Tail wagging,
Why are you so cute while you kill me? It's like, how dare you?
But yeah, that was cool. The thing with the pig fox. I liked getting to the village. We should have done that earlier. Get into the spire. There was like a lot of because the game shines when we are interacting with people, and then we have problems to solve.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. There were like a couple of parts where I was really trying to telegraph, like, I want to move to the next scene. Like, I'm asking
Yeah, I
around
mean-
if I can get an audience. So I wasn't
Yeah.
looking to roleplay with a villager, but you did. So okay, that's what we are gonna
So
roleplay.
we're doing this now, yeah.
But I'm trying to like offer to be like, and you might be able to get an audience in a couple of days, but you're basically stuck being like, can I have an audience? Yeah, sure. Wait like 14 days, and they might listen to you. Like, ain't
You
nobody
spend
got
more
time
money.
for that.
So you think it could have been possible to just skip directly to the audience?
It's up
don't
to you,
know,
right? I like the scene
yeah.
with the guard. Like, you're setting up, like, you're not getting in here with the weapon. Nerd.
No.
This is our
Exactly.
magic item now.
We could have skipped
I
to
also
yeah, I see.
the Magdalene thing. Like I didn't want to like for the solution, so that's why maybe she like because in my head like it's some but like, she's probably dead because like it's hard for me to keep track for when people die or not on the other like the mice. Then
Yeah,
you
in
said she
my-
was a frog. Like
Yes.
okay, she's a frog now.
Exactly. She's a mouse. Wait, isn't that the frog? Oh yes, it's the frog. It's like, that's perfect. It's a great way to 4D roleplay NPCs
But-
into the scene and like change them, adapt them to fit the situation you imagined.
And it was really good because like it was kind of a solution. Like she's in the castle. And you get there, castle is running like it's like Penguin is running Gotham. Penguin is running Gotham like.
I don't know why, but your microphone is like cutting out sometimes, like one word at a time.
Could be internet. But I said like it's like Penguin is running Gotham City now, like I don't have power anymore. Like so like my contact who had like some influence. It's like I created like a mini solution. You took it and then you twisted a bit. Like I thought that was like the perfect way. Because add levels. It's like a lasagna, a challenge lasagna,
I like
keep
that.
adding layers to it. Dilemmas.
It is sometimes can be a little bit too much. I hope it wasn't too much because you can always drag things out by like, putting an extra obstacle. But at the other end, it's too easy to just go, oh, here's the Duke, by the way. He wants to talk with you.
Yeah,
But it was cool.
That's totally understandable, and that is a difficulty of game mastering, right? When you say, guys, we have 2 hours to roleplay, as we did this time. We had 2 hours and 15 minutes.
And we drag on things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like we have the scenes, we have we had like 6 big events happened at the role-playing session within 2 hours. That's a lot. That's a lot already.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to decide, like, do I rush to the end or let it ride at its natural pace?
Yeah. I had that in mind.
Yeah.
As well. And I was really afraid he would skip like the ants. You're just like, in 3 days passes, the ants are gone. I'm like, no. I want to tell them the story before they go. But you allowed me to tell the story.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
I was looking forward to that moment. If you had stolen that from me, I would leave like a 1-star review on your DM page.
He skipped
was a
my
nice
turn.
speech, though.
The DM skipped my turn.
Do not let
failed.
me do the thing I want to.
It was a nice like coming of age and go out in the world and so on. Nice little subplot results.
Yeah.
Yeah, a big thank you for game mastering for us too, Solmyr. Was
was
this
awesome.
your
Thank you.
first time like game mastering anything, or did you do it before?
No, I have game mastered, and especially the last 6 months I've been practicing with a friend,
Okay.
mostly one-on-one here
Mhm.
and there, and but yeah, with you guys, it's the third time, as I said.
With the real role players, you know. I'm joking.
No, like more than one person at a time, and I don't know, a bit
Yeah.
more pressure because
It's
recording
online.
things
Yeah.
like that.
Oh no,
Yeah, that's
2
true.
people might watch this. The pressure.
Yeah.
But no, I
But
do
yeah,
understand. I'm making fun of it, but I don't mean to make fun of it. I just find it
We're
funny.
making fun
no,
of ourselves. We're making
Yes,
fun of
yes,
eh,
yes.
ourselves. Like we are in the
Yeah.
same situation.
it's only one way to learn, and it's by doing it
Uh,
and trying to evaluate.
yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
way.
I
Yeah,
do want to give a criticism on myself
go ahead.
just before as a final note, and it's
You
something you
suck,
said.
Nicholas. It was horrible. I cannot believe it. The way you role played, complete. Oh my
So I
god.
gotta go soon, I think.
No, you said like we did not anchor, and that I was thinking when you said that, like, gosh dang, he's right. We did not anchor. Like we just did dialogue, like very little anchoring. Like at one point, I remember like, oh yeah, I need to anchor. So like, oh, the candle is reflecting the skin, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like, we did not do that much, and I think it's because we've been a long time without playing. We're kind of losing the grips, and you know.
I was anchoring myself with the tent like weeks past. I've set up a tent, like I've set up a safe space to raise some grubs, right? And like I'm scratching the
Grub
third
raise.
floor. Like we got the campfire going from Waddle, and like I'm sprinting to the wall. I'm anchoring the way I'm moving to approach the crow so I can attack him, and like give you like a visual picture frame of reference of what we are trying to achieve. And I was also trying to anchor with the table, like getting a table. I don't need a scene talking about getting a table and getting a drink. We skipped all of that. I just like talked to a barmaid and made like a couple comments, right? And you did not play a barmaid, and I liked it this way.
Yeah, that was a. It felt like it was the way that it should be from what you guys said.
Did you like
I
that
didn't want to
too?
take
Like,
too long as well.
okay, yeah,
I probably gotta go, by the way. But
okay.
if you guys want to keep talking, I will.
Give your final point though.
Yes,
Did you like
please
that?
give your final words as the game master. Like having done 3 sessions on the show, like anything you want to take with you from this that like stuck with you.
Yeah, it's really fun, first of all, and thank you for being such great players and engaging with the game and trying to make things happen and so on. And
Awesome.
yeah, no, what I take from it is that it's actually possible to create something that comes up and is developed during play.
Yeah.
And also that some things take a few sessions or a bit of time to build up. Like it's kind of cool when these details kind of build up over time and they can be used in a later session. So if you just go straight for a one shot, then you don't have a history to draw on with the characters and
Oh,
the event that
absolutely.
happens. So that
Absolutely.
gives an extra possibilities that way.
I like that a lot. All right.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
See you later. Thank you.
See ya.
You.
We'll see you. All right. I want to
I
keep
think we might
talking.
as well like. Yeah, but unless you have like some point to talk about the thing, you can stop recording or you can do it off, so we can like badmouth
All
people.
right. Hold on. So yeah, the recording setup is all fucked up. Like people cannot see us properly now because of the way I did the
Yeah.
cameras.
So you can close it off if you want, because I need to brew my Shima my drink, because it just got. I ordered it and it arrived.
I
really need to drink that, man.
Yeah, I had like a couple of points I would have liked to talk about still. What
You
was
want to do
it?
an aftermath? Like close the stream, start a new one, instant aftermath.
Yeah, if you want, yeah, we can do that. You want to
Let's
do
do
that?
that because I need to brew my drink. Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Guys, we're gonna take a break here. I'm gonna keep the
Yeah.
recording. We switch to a break screen, and we will come back and have an aftermath. All right.
All right.
We will see you. And we're back. There you go. Change the overlay. Nicholas on the left, me on the right. Mausritter Aftermath. I even had the time to put in the title and everything.
Yeah, production value is increasing.
I feel good about that too. It's like, oh yes, it doesn't look
It's satisfying.
completely. Yes, it's satisfying. Doesn't look like completely wrecked, like the second episode where the hair was just translucent, showing the background
Yeah,
image.
not as amateur as
Yeah.
it actually is.
Actually, the sun went down, so I turned on the lamp, my professional lamp, for my face that lights me up to give me direction, like different
Oh.
light sources from the
Yeah.
front.
I thought about buying some lights as well.
A lot of people buy these cheap Chinese lights, like the round rings. But what I use is, I'm gonna show you for the aftermath.
Ah.
I'm using one of these things.
Oh, okay.
And I have a tiny tripod that I adjust, and I literally have it on my monitor using those stumpy legs to hold it in place and like adjust it a bit.
Okay, I could use one. I could use.
It covers a little bit of my screen, but it means I don't waste more space on my table when I have it on.
Yeah. Let me get into my comfortable position. Oh,
All right.
so, man, Mausritter. When was
Yep.
the last time we played again?
Today, 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I think we had 2 weeks this time because we did the next week and we just ended up talking about it. Was it me? Did I
Life.
do it again? I think it was my fault, actually.
It's always okay.
I'm pretty sure this time it
Uh,
was me, though. Like,
yeah. But yeah. So this game, like we talked about that, but I don't know how was the beginning for you.
yeah,
For some reason, it was hard for me to get into the headspace of like where I was and stuff. Maybe if we kept anchoring more, the resolution, as Crispy would say, would be clearer.
I like the way you described
Um,
the colors changing of the leaves. That was a great anchoring moment for me to be like, oh, the season is changing. That's beautiful. You know, it really
yeah,
gave a sense of passing of time. And it's not
mhm.
anchoring your character, but it is like an anchor to the world. Like,
Establishing, yeah.
yeah,
I don't know why I said that. I think it was because, like I said, a few passes, and I'm thinking like we are like trying to get to the point before winter with enough time so they could come back. Oh, we're just worrying like we're like we're having sidetracking all the time. We're sidetracking.
absolutely.
But it was a cool like suspense ending there. It's like the movie ends and like to be continued.
Find out next time when enough people watch
Never.
this movie that we can actually produce the next one.
Yeah.
It's like,
Good point.
Dune,
Maybe.
part one, even though nobody signed the part
Uh,
two yet, but we put it in
yeah.
there and we like literally
I
gang
think
press.
they were already producing Bart. They
No,
just did that as a
they
thing.
might be producing, but they had no deal. They had no deal.
Oh no, yeah.
That's why it was like kind of shocking. People are like, wait, you're doing what, guys? You're
Yeah.
calling it a part one. You don't even know if there's a part two like ready yet. Like nobody approved it yet. They wanted to see if
Yeah.
it's a success in the first place.
And the director has a good track on movies that are good, but people don't watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah. Anyway,
The game.
leaving. This is the second time we talk about Dune today. Yeah. So I need to remember to myself more, and even like next time when I DM, I need to you know I let that skill like diminish a bit.
I see what you mean. Uh, I feel that a lot like with like both with drawing and like or playing a competitive game. Like every time you do something that you like doing a lot, like really well or competitively, especially drawing. If I don't draw for 2 weeks, when I take the stylus again, I
You
forget
lose the
like
power.
what was my rhythm again. Like I have to find my rhythm and that until it flows again. It flows out of me. And I get
Yeah.
that. I understand that feeling for role playing games just as much.
Exactly. What else was I gonna say? And I feel like because we had a big hiatus of playing games, and I feel like that was why.
Yeah, yeah.
I still find it interesting though. Like I had in mind that this game should have more combat, but is I cannot beat it, man. Like my favorite moments is doing stuff that's not necessarily like moving forward, you know, like dealing with the ants, finding Magdalene, trying to find a way, like that, discussing how we're gonna deal with the conflict. That was the high point for me.
Yeah.
The brown fox, the what,
Plague
the plague
Fox.
fox. Yeah, that was like a cool moment too. I guess I should have gone with the blind cat, you know, instead, but it's okay.
And I think that is the strength of the 40 roleplay. Solmyr had something in mind to like a premise of the session, right? But he was
Mhm.
also ready to give it up and let you invent the villain in this case. Because it would still fit. Like he could take the blind cats and turn her
Mhm.
into a mad, plague-ridden animal now.
And we did not even interact with the fox, so it could just
Yeah.
be a name drop.
I do think there were like a couple of moments of missing beats. Like there was the
The
crow,
beginning, right?
and the crow was like with the crow specifically, it was a mount of a knight, and I'm very happy that I was allowed to slay the thing, you know, like carry
Yeah,
through. It's like attacking, I don't know, like a war horse, I guess. You know, it's
yeah.
like, why would you do that? It's a mount. Like what? No, nobody is
Who
stopping the
who
game
was
to
the
talk about
fastest?
what a stupid
Yeah.
idea it is. Because I
Mm-hmm.
had so many role playing sessions where that will happen at a table, like
Mm.
telling me what a stupid idea something is, and I'm like,
Uh,
was it really? Like if you think about it, and then I get like into this defensive position of, well, I'm trying to roleplay my character with the information I have from
yeah.
the world, and I try to have informed
It
information, but I'm
it felt
also,
appropriate,
yeah, yeah. What I hope so, at least
you know,
that was the goal.
because like I said, like you're already scared of birds. You don't know much of how it's like the dead one. Like it has to be evil, you know.
It's
Uh,
an The way I described it, it is the siren of death. When the crow
yeah,
calls, death is knocking at the door. So
exactly. That was a cool moment.
thank you. I
Cool
was so
description.
happy with that description of
It
what
was
is it.
smart, yeah.
You said what? What is it, Tarragon? Do I say my own name right? Yeah. What is it, Tarragon? It's a siren of death, Slick. I felt
Yeah.
so cool in that moment.
Yeah. It was cool. It was cool. There was there. I had a moment like that I thought it was cool. Something I said, I don't remember what, but at the time I thought, hey, that sounded cool. That sounded nice.
When?
Because I don't remember exactly, but it is a part because I'm trying to role play a wise character, but
Yeah.
you know I'm not wise, so it's part of the game. You know, role play a smart character, role play a strong character.
I'm playing a brave character,
Um,
but I'm not brave. I'm a coward.
yeah, maybe you'll find the true. You know, the true RPG was the bravery you found along the way. Uh, but yeah, I feel like at the end of the game,
Now Max is just gonna
there
tell
was
us stop playing RPGs like a therapy session. You know,
yeah.
he's gonna browbeat us.
But the end of the
I'm
session
joking. I'm
there,
joking.
it was getting so cool though. It's kind of
Yeah,
sad that we won't have a conclusion, but I'm happy that it didn't.
and that does make the difference between playing for 2 hours and playing for 3.5 hours or 4 hours. If you sit down
Yeah.
and have the extra time, we had what I think we had like 1 hour difference. Like you
Mm-hmm.
were already calling at 12, and I was ready to play at 1. You know, so I'm like, why is he calling? I'm getting some food, banana milkshake, getting myself ready. And then I wanted
Yeah.
to open up the rulebook a bit and peruse it a bit, and then play the game. So did we? You did. Was there a time jump now? Because you said Brazil did not. So that's why I'm confused. Did we have a time jump?
There is for you guys. So Solmyr was confused of that.
Oh,
Of
okay.
that.
So it happened
So
today.
instead of being 5 hours apart, we are four now, I think.
I thought we were 6 hours apart.
So we're 5 now, I guess.
Okay.
So like
No,
we're 1 hour closer.
Over here right now it's 4:30. Like 4:24 it's right now.
Okay, it's 12
4:25.
now. It's 12:25.
Okay, yeah, it's 4 hour difference then instead of 5.
Okay.
Okay,
It's like
you're
America
right
now.
then. I completely forgot about that. That's a thing.
Mm.
So
I
for
did not
future
remember either.
games, we start 1 hour early for me and Solmyr then.
Yeah. I
That's
mean, we
gonna
did use the time thing. But anyway, we're not talking about the game. We're talking about
yeah, that is
scheduling
just,
now.
yeah, that's organizing anything international with time zones sucks. It's for same
Challenge.
for business as it is for roleplay. It sucks every time.
But yeah, like I said, at the end of the game, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I took a too passive role in this game. You know.
We had the grub, so that is something we came into the game knowing, and we talked about it real briefly. Like, what did we want to do? We established the grubs, and we established time passing.
Yeah, we did agree that. Yeah, we would be fine if time passed. You know.
And
we would maybe find the fungus kingdom or whatever, the fungi kingdom. But we didn't get into that. We did something more interesting instead.
Oh, totally.
The spire thing was. I like the way you said, "I would it be okay if we leave you at the spire?" And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, because the session is almost over and this is the last one. So at the end of the game, there. I mean, at the second half, I guess, when we decided, you know what? Change of plans. Let's warn the lands of the plague fox. That was the moment it got interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought like,
I mean,
okay,
I wanted to raise the ants.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we wanted to. I wanted to get over with the ants, you know, like get it over with. Like,
yeah.
We've had the scenes. We toyed with. I've set it up like I'm literally toying with the fucking ant, like bouncing around the worm, being bored out of my mind, like getting rings under my eyes.
Already
like,
babysat for
fatherhood is not for me, man. It's like I had no idea what I'm getting into.
Yeah, we already babysat for too long. I just want to have the goodbye scene, you know. Now you are big. Remember who you are.
Remember all of the good times? I don't buy.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm Mufasa. Remember, you have all this genetic memory in you. Like, you know what to do. And time.
It is stored inside of you. You just have to believe, Neo. It's like, it's a program yet sleeping that will be awakened.
Yeah, the ants were so cute though in my head. Like they were so cute, man. We can like if we were a big brand, we could make plushies of them and sell them to our audience.
Sure.
Like imagine like little white ants, like cute white ants plushies. You can squeeze them.
Squee. For sure, that's like a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you have accepted the idea of, you know what? Let's return. You'll go back your way. I will go back mine. You will warn the stump, and I'll try warning the spire in the pond of the plague fox, and we just ended there.
Like if you Slick brought it up, or me, or
no, I said it like, you know what? Maybe you should go back. Like this is bigger than yourself. The plague fox joke. I suggested that maybe we should change plans. Like, what if it ended there?
I mean, I love those questions because I want to I want to roleplay about them, right? Because that is like the big question. Fuck, what do we do? Do I protect my family? or do I protect the country I'm in right now that I could still save? You know, because
I mean, everybody was dead.
it's an imminent threat to the Spire and the Duchy, but it's like a distant threat to my homelands.
I mean, I think I implied it was a matter of time until it reached your lands.
Yeah,
you know.
but that's that, right? A matter of time, and the Duchy has no time, and we still have like maybe a season or a week or something.
Yeah.
Who knows how long?
Yeah. But it was a cool like, because like tension, right? There was like, something big, but it was not. I did not feel artificial, like the GM like, oh, the orcs are coming. You know, it did not feel like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I think I understand why. Just came to my mind is maybe it's because it was tied to your character. Like, oh, I knew this guy. So there's connection of your character. You're not just like picking random quests for XP. It's something that is meaningful to the characters.
And I forget that at the moment it happened.
Yeah.
We had
So which is cool, right?
We had no idea about the Spire. I thought we are in the Spire, but no, the Spire is someplace else. This is random village, part of the Duchy type deal, like a village of the kingdom. So like, look around. Have you? Oh, I think the my what was it that I said?
Supplier, right?
Yeah, not just the Spire, but I think I've set up that I have like a merchant friend.
Yeah, a supplier.
Yeah, I have a supplier, right? And then Solmyr said, "This is the building."
He's dead.
He's
I have a friend.
yes.
He's dead.
Yeah. No, the building's fucked up, and I'm like, where is he? He has a silver fur. Can you see him? It's like, yes, he's fucking dead. He drags the body and plops it down in front of you. No.
Yeah. No head or something like that. Half his head eaten off.
Yeah,
or
neck open, wide open. Fucking
dry blood.
Yeah, I did not understand what he said he's holding. Was he holding a letter? Was he holding a book? I don't like. I literally had no idea when it was my turn again. So I said, I grabbed whatever he was writing, the letter, the parchment, and try to read the bloodstained thing. Like, oh yeah, it's the, like talking about the plague fox. That was amazing.
Yeah, it's the classic NPC. I can hear them coming.
Writes down as he dies. It's like,
you can hear them banging at the doors.
And I like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like, well, I'm gonna sit here and I go a page back and I read that page, staring at the DM to be like, invent a new page of lore for me.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. See what Solmyr does. Because there's two ways, right? You can either say, oh, it talks about X, nondescript description, or it says 25th of, Timbas or whatever.
Yeah, he pulls out his notepad of like all of the books he has written for the RPG setting that he's gonna read to you whenever you open a fucking book. Because the players are assholes and they want to spend all session in a library reading.
In Skyrim, yeah. Reading the books in Skyrim.
And I've done that before, I've had a
done too.
Game at the Dwarf Fortress, Dungeons and Dragons game with a Dwarf Fortress, and it had a library, and the players wanted to know if there are any interesting books. So I had, because there was like a couple magic scrolls, a couple magic items, and I had a list of like a couple of interesting books they would find. And I looked up a couple of what would be a cool book to find in the library. One of them is like learning a language, I think. Or understanding the culture of dwarves, like talking about metallurgy, like a couple of different things that I've written down. But
dwarf slings.
Yeah, but then the question is like, how much prep is too much prep? Do I write a paragraph
Yeah.
for every book? Do you have the name of the author every time? Like, is it even the
Yeah.
language they can speak? Do you start to say, oh, this book is in Elvish. If you don't speak Elvish, you're fucked. You know? Do you add that
Mhm.
little detail, the sprinkle? You know, like a cook. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's a good question because that's something I would do in a game, not in spite of the GM, but just because like I like doing the like I said, I like being in the skin of my character. You know, I'm in the
Yeah,
library
yeah.
reading a book.
Right. You want
Perhaps
to
I
be
would like throw. I'm
Gandalf.
reading a book.
You go to
Yeah,
the fucking cellar, like full of old tomes nobody's reading because nobody gives a shit except like old wizards who have nothing better to do. You brush the fucking dust away, you put down the lantern, you smoke your pipe, and you adjust the
yeah,
parchment, the camera zooms in. Like, those are the cool moments. Nobody was actually sitting there
yeah.
reading the book being like, oh, that's so boring, man. It's like,
Exactly. So I think I would like. Oh, I'm reading a book about uh, fox anatomy. You know,
yes.
I would
What
like
is.
throw in a bone or two. I did like literally ripped off a lot of the rings there. Like you would not what?
Take my.
Separate an old man
Yeah.
from its walking stick. An old frog, a 5 year, 5 winter old frog.
Okay. I played up the comedic beats a bit there. He's practically falling apart. Like, you can't do this to him.
Yeah, yeah. Like I noticed that. Okay, there's no way we lost this interaction. Just hand over the weapon, man. I tried bribing, didn't work.
Yeah, I was very confused because uh is this a problem? Well, let's just say what I did. I was fishing for role. I was trying to barter
Got a
to
chance. Yeah,
impress
yeah.
uh and to like gain their awe, and they had none of it. And that's like,
I feel like it's fine
yeah, I agree. But usually that's the
because like
part where I would be very frustrated as a player, like usually at the table, be
oh,
like,
okay.
ah, the game master doesn't want me to have my fun. You know, he's
I
saying
see
no,
what
you
you
know.
mean.
I
Yeah.
bring my idea and he says no. But
Like
it
I'm
it
saying sorry, go
it
ahead.
felt appropriate, right?
Like when I'm running NPCs, if I feel like I don't have like a grasp at their vibe, I'll roll more because I don't know. But
Yeah.
I the impression I had is like, oh, he already has like a very solid notion of their personalities and he
Yeah.
feels like they won't budge. So
The
fine, you
kingdom
know.
is safe. There's no problem whatsoever. You don't need this
Exactly.
weapon. It's completely unreasonable to hold on to it. Like,
Especially a giant like hook, right?
yeah, it's like, oh, it's an heirloom. Oh, that's cool. They like the story. But at the same
Um,
time, it's like, but I'm not a knight. My grandfather had some stories about him, but not me. Nobody heard about me.
yeah.
So I did not impress them, so to say. That's kind of what you need, right? Like to get like past, you have to be like a superstar or fucking
Yeah,
Prince
you have to be
Aragorn or
known.
something, you know, you're the strider.
You're carrying the standard, you know, of
Yeah,
like important house. Oh, let him pass.
yeah, exactly. Like I do not have the knighthood or any of the honor and ideals and oaths that would legitimize me. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, exactly. Sometimes those moments can feel like the game master saying no, and it's important to know the difference when the game master says no and when the NPC says no.
Yeah, good point. Like we already know each other there, so
Mm-hmm.
it will not it don't want to be bad blood, you know, because we understand the thing. But if it's like a first game, I guess it could give off that impression of the GM. Oh, the GM is being antagonist.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You need to find that out pretty early in the game session because it's if you that's a problem, right, with role playing games. You sign up to like a campaign, it's out there, there's an offer, and you're like, I'm interested, let's find out. And then you realize, oh, we are investing a lot of time playing like for 12 weeks every week. and I'm trapped here with a Gamemaster who doesn't want
Trapped.
me. Yeah, he has everything prepped, and he wants me to play his adventure, and
His
whatever I
game.
do will fail unless I have the right solution that he has prepared the answer for.
No, but that's a good point. It's the GM's game. It's not our game. It's his
Yeah.
game at that point.
And the GM will feel like, oh man, I've spent 20 hours preparing this, 10 hours
It's
of
gonna be
reading the
lit.
book. I've read the book, I took the notes, I wrote down all the NPCs, I have a list of how much experience they're gaining, and, like literally splattered around magic items through the world for them to collect. And then the players want to do something else, like they pick up a magic item, fucking throw it in their backpack, and never look at it ever again. How often has this happened to you? Because it happens to me every single time, I swear.
Not as much, but I know what you mean. Like you talked about that before. It's
Yeah.
but that's why you should not prep to that level anyway.
The
Like
players are just going to disappoint you. That's the message. Do not prep, the players will
Yeah.
disappoint you.
You should not be disappointed because you should not have expectations in the first place.
Well, then, I'm trying to like steel man the argument of a viewer who's new to 40 roleplay.
Okay.
So the hypothetical would be, does that mean, devil's advocate, does that mean you should lower your expectations for your players?
Expectations of what? That's first. Oh, of what? Like expectations of them following like your storybook, or expectations of having a good session? Because those are not the same thing.
Like lowering the expectations of your players of like, oh, don't prep for them because they don't want to follow your story anyways. Like people will might misunderstand that. So I'm trying to see if we can clarify this.
Okay. So I'm just resting here. Okay, I'm staying frame. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So like I feel like you shouldn't prep because the session is not about what you have in mind or what the players have in mind. The session will be about what transpires in the session. Like we did not know about any like I'm gonna say gray fox, any plague fox, or we did not know about the place. The ants, which got like to be a major part of this game, was something that I threw at the spot.
Yes.
I didn't even think that about like first session. That came literally the second session. I thought, you know what, it would be kind of cool to see ants, and I say, oh, we have to go through the kingdom. And you like 4D the guy. That was a cool moment. That the guy, you he was something that a novice GM would try to incorporate on prep. He would read the 3-page backstory and, oh, he mentioned this guy.
Oh,
I'll put this guy there,
Yeah, I have. Oh, he has 4 contacts. One of them is like his salesman gets him all of his goods to brew with. Let me plant him over here.
Yeah.
And when you have the prep, it means you cannot use it. Like, yeah, you can use it, but you cannot predict if the players show up at that place. Like you have the pacing moment of, and he shows up where it's cool.
Yeah.
Because you have it like in the other village next door, and the players take like 3 more hours to get there.
And another thing, maybe players will like be really engaged in whatever you am. Like, oh, we that village, like, oh, interesting. Well, let's go investigate it. But even then, you cannot tell like how much invested they will be. Like, Slick was like, let's just look, see what's about, and leave. Like, because I don't think there's anything to fix here.
Yeah.
Maybe the GM would have prepared like a whole like, oh, there's a secret passage, and turns out the rats, they were like digging a tunnel like for 5 weeks, to get here. Like there's this big conspiracy. Like we wouldn't care because
there's like something. I placed this clue here, but we never looked for the clue because we saw the surface and said, nah.
Exactly. Then what will happen? Either you will discard that if you respect player urgency. You will discard that and be like, oh well, players. Or you'll be like a sour GM and you say like, oh, we're thumping, like you will invent something to hey guys, like look here, you know, like
Yeah.
there's a dead mouse, like this, you know, and I.
To draw your attention. And
Yeah,
because you
because
feel the need to do that so often with prepped games. Like if it happens once, that's cool. If it happens 3 times in one session, it's super cliche.
exactly, and your players, like you have to understand, like players will engage on what they want to engage. Like I don't think it's your job to like stir the water every now and then, but like, you should not prep the Silmarillion for them to play. You know, like they will do that themselves. They will bring up stuff they want to do.
Yeah.
I have about 5 minutes.
All right. Let's see. There was an idea Solmyr talked about. There was like a missing beat of you're walking around and I'm still in the tent, but then I was somehow with you. Do you remember which moment that was? Was it you
It was
discovering
like
the
when,
village or?
yeah, because like I said, it was very confusing because in my head, I don't even remember exactly, but I think I was imagining it was like on the tree, like on top of a tree, or like you know in a hollowed section of the tree trunk up above. And I was looking at it and I said, "Oh, we're there, you know, like you know, hide the grubs and let's go there." But then like a bunch of stuff happened, like people walked and climbed the walls, and like, okay, it's not what I'm imagining. So I'll let them like conduct.
Yeah, I was definitely confused as well at that portion of the game, and I did not know. I thought we were going as a group. That's my first assumption. The second assumption was there's no tent. We moved on. It's been days. That was my second
Oh,
assumption.
really?
Yeah. Like we're already
Okay.
moving on. Like I wanted to move on. We said we raised the ants. Like 2 weeks have passed. Like they're getting close. Like we are moving again because they can fly away soon. We don't have to be stationary anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. And I also thought that I was with you at that moment. Like the way I thought of it, like we are nearby the tent, like close by. But this time we look out of the tent and see a fucking destroyed village. That had me super confused, you know? Like, why was the destroyed village like 2 weeks around the tent and we didn't notice until now?
Mm-hmm.
So I got I think I have to go back and watch that scene again of what actually happened. Because like thinking back
Yeah,
it
that'll
makes no
probably
sense.
be best.
Like makes no sense in
You
my head right
can
now.
do a solo video on it, or maybe I can talk just about that part. Like, let's dissect it and see how it could be fixed. You know, Max said that you should get rid of the music. I just saw it.
He doesn't like the music.
Yeah, he doesn't like much. I
That's the
did play
first
this game with
episode.
music on.
Yeah, no, the
on my side.
That's my setting. I have it
Because you're
turned off
recording,
now. Yeah, I have it turned off now. But in the first episode, it was recording my PC, which would have the browser music on.
Yeah, no, I understood that. I know it was that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so final remarks though. I'm happy with it. Hopefully in the future we can like bring back Mausritter and maybe have Solmyr as a instead. You know?
Just like
maybe
Primal
you can run Mausritter.
and DIA and Barotrauma and every game we played so far, because they've all been awesome. We want to play them again, but it's hard, man.
And
Life is hard out there in the role-playing wastelands.
We will be having Vasen pretty soon though, so that'll be something. Hopefully this Sunday session 0.
Right. Actually, let's.
I really want to make it like an actual one shot for Vasen though. Like we're not. There's no like, and we will stop it here. Like we will finish it here, right? Even if I'm shooting for that.
Okay. So we do the new time, your time, which means it's an hour earlier for us. We have to check with Solmyr and like the kids situation for that.
Oh yeah, he said he will be. I don't think it will be online anymore.
What?
I don't think we'll do online session 0, just a game
Oh,
for this
okay.
one. Due to the setup, because like he'll be like attending to his kid and doing the thing, so
Oh, right. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, we can do that. No problem.
all right, man. But thank you so much, man, for hosting online
Thank
the
you.
game for us.
Yeah, it
And we'll
was
have more
great.
games. Let's get back on track.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for watching. For those who stuck
See ya.
around. See ya.